Welcome to WTF Mondays. This is Sam with ballardphotovideo.com, and today I wanted to talk about Facebook and photography. Now that seems like that would go hand in hand, right? Well, you would think so, but not always. I've noticed a trend lately, and excuse me, but this may be a little bit of a rant. Now, I don't know if other people have had similar feelings and frustrations that I may be voicing today, but I would love to find out if you guys have similar thoughts on this subject. And that is sensitivity to putting other people's photos up on Facebook. And what I mean by that is not taking someone else's picture and putting it up. I'm saying taking an image of someone out, maybe it could be a family member or friend, and putting it out on your Facebook page. Now, I feel like back in the day, it was just a common thing to take someone's photograph and you would share it. You would let other people see your image and you move on from it. But I've noticed with Facebook and with social networks and whatnot that honestly, you get a lot of people coming in that get really frustrated when an image is not extremely flattering of them. It's kind of a bizarre change in how people view things. And I think that this could be mainly in part due to the fact that a lot of people do see themselves as being critiqued on a constant basis. And I wanted to find out what you guys think. Do you think that we are constantly being critiqued as to how we carry ourselves? And do you think that really it makes that big of a difference between perhaps 20 years ago and now? I personally think that we are critiqued too much. I think there's too many times when you take an image or you may take a photo of somebody or even of yourself, selfies specifically, that there's too many situations where you do get critiqued on what's going on, who you are, and how things are handled in the world of photography, in the world of photos. And I think that makes a big difference with how we need to carry ourselves, maybe day to day, but not as much as what I think a lot of people see. I think there's too many situations where people see that they are being viewed in a social setting and they're not taking photos that are real. You get a lot of people who want to pose and you get these selfies and things that honestly I don't think that that's a good trend. We look in 20, 30 years from now back at photos of ourselves and they're all going to be a bunch of selfies and images of things that honestly didn't happen. Now, I don't know that this is a bad thing that we're going towards that route where people feel the need to put across a different front as to who they really are. But this is something that I just really wanted to get across. I enjoy getting some raw images of people because it's so difficult these days. It's difficult to find photographs on, say for example, Facebook and YouTube and whatnot where they feel real. A lot of times they just feel staged, and I think that that's kind of a shame. I think that if you look back on traditional photography, several years ago back in probably, I'd say it probably started really getting bad with selfies probably about late 90s, 2000s, and before that I feel like there was a lot more opportunities for people to actually express themselves, whereas now I think that you get a lot less of that. And I feel like that's kind of a shame. I think that people should be able to express themselves and should be able to be themselves on a normal basis. I don't think that everybody needs to change and to be a different kind of person when you're going out and when you're with your family and friends. I think that people need to understand that you are who you are, and I think that you should be proud of that. And I know that for me, myself, I want to be myself at all times, and I feel like I don't want to put across photos of someone that's not myself. I don't want to Photoshop myself and put it on Facebook or, put a different emotion across when I am hanging out with other people, because I want to be able to show people who I really am and how to be honest about that. And of course this is all taken with a grain of salt, because maybe you guys don't feel the same way. Maybe I'm just seeing this and reacting a little bit differently than what other people may be thinking. But I think when it comes from my perspective, I think that it's nice to actually feel a sense of realism when you're viewing someone's social networking. I think that it's nice to see a little bit of a personality and a little bit of a real person coming through instead of the actual image that this person wants to create for themselves. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't try to be unique and create a different image. If you're not happy with your image of yourself, then maybe you can look at it. But be yourself. Don't try to change yourself, and don't be ashamed of who you are. Don't be ashamed of what you look like or how you act, or that's you. You know? And I think that everybody has a negative side and everybody has a positive side. And I think that's something that everybody just needs to really sit back and just figure out who you are, and just be comfortable with yourself and be comfortable in your own skin. Be able to go out and to make a difference with the change in how people are viewing each other these days. And I think honestly, if we all started just realizing that we're not out to judge each other, we all need to be working together to further ourselves and to grow both spiritually and emotionally. And I think that's something that's really important. So if you guys liked the video today, be sure to comment and subscribe. I'd love to hear what you think about the different trends that are happening with social networking and media, and particularly with how photography is going in that direction, with how people like to stage themselves, and with selfies too. And I will be posting another video Wednesday, so stay tuned. And we'll be bringing you a video review of some pretty cool stuff. So I look forward to sharing that with you guys on Wednesday. Thanks.